Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. So in this video, I want to talk about two EV stocks that are in a bit of trouble, and they're both near their 52-week low, or near their all-time low, I should say. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy these stocks. I'm not telling you guys that these are good stocks to go out and purchase. These are ones that I just simply wanted to discuss in this video. These two stocks are Lordstown Motors, ticker symbol RIDE, and Nikola Motors, ticker symbol NKLA. Now, both these stocks have had some issues with their CEOs, well, their past CEOs, I should say, because both those CEOs from each company have resigned from their companies. And also, the other thing is that these were two companies that have promised that they were going to be getting a pickup truck out to the market, that they had accepted pre-orders, and that was a big selling point to their entire stocks, that a lot of people were really driven to buy them, to buy something that would compete with Tesla's Cybertruck. Now, we don't even know if any of these companies are going to be able to get anything off the ground and actually get something to deliver to their customers. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But I do want to talk about both of these because this is a bit of interesting things going on here, because both these companies saw themselves go into some trouble after a short report by Hindenburg Research, which Hindenburg did a short attack on Nikola Motors, which really sent their stock on their big nosedive, and then did the same thing for Lordstown Motors. And that's how this whole investigation into both these companies by the federal government was open. So we have a lot to get to in this video, so as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or just gently press that like button. It helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting. Also, subscribe if you have not already, and if you are interested in being a Patreon, helping support this channel even more, and joining the Discord where I will communicate with you guys, and we can all be a community there. I do have one. Link is in the description. Thank you to all the Patreons. Now let's get to it. So starting first with Lordstown Motors stock, ticker symbol RIDE, what we can see here with Lordstown stock is that this stock had been priced as high as a little bit above $30 a share back in February of this year. Now, looking at this whole year graph here, what we can see is that when that short report came out at the high of the stock ended up going on this massive drop down, this massive decline in the price of the stock, which now we're seeing the stock priced at $5.80 at the time I'm making this video. The thing here is that we're getting ready to see earnings come out for Lordstown on the 12th. Now, this stock had a lot of political backing behind it. Lordstown Motors factory was originally a GM plant where they made the Chevy Cruze. And then there was that big issue with Trump and GM that happened. And then basically Lordstown Motors ended up taking over the GM factory and then converting it into their own thing, which Trump ended up having a endurance vehicle, Lordstown Motors pickup truck Endurance, at the White House to showcase this company and talk about jobs coming back to Ohio. It was a big political push that was involved with this company, so a lot of people were really looking forward to it, and even it helping save the entire community there. Now, there's some things that are affecting Lordstown right now. One of them is that they're being looked at by federal prosecutors. They're also under investigation by the SEC. It was recently stated that back in February that the SEC started to investigate Lordstown about the number of pre-orders from commercial buyers for their electric truck, which they said is expected to begin manufacturing and selling later this year. Now, I assume that a lot of this bad news is what led Workhorse Group, who used to own 10% of Lordstown Motors stock, to sell 72% of their ownership, which was reported on August 9th. Now, when Lordstown Motors originally made their guidance for 2021 and getting some vehicles out for deliveries this year, I assume that they are planning on doing a raise of money through a stock offering to do so. And when your price of your stock is $30 a share, you're going to have to offer much less shares than you would, say, if the price of the stock is under $6, where it's currently at this moment. There's a big difference in the amount of shares that they need to offer, and also to find somebody that's willing to do such a large offering is a bit more difficult. There needs to be some sort of deal. So they made a deal recently with a hedge fund, which creates a little bit more of an issue here because reminder here that the market cap of this company is currently at about $1 billion at the price of the stock currently. So Lordstown Motors says Yorkville Global Advisors Fund has agreed to buy up to $400 million in stock over 3 years at a discount. So this is to allow them to be able to get the money that they need to start producing these vehicles. But there is a bit of an issue here. Under the conditions and restrictions, including a limit of 4.99% for Yorkville's total stake in the company. Now, the good thing about this, though, is that the dilution doesn't happen right away. It's something that is going to be dilution over time. So instead of them just out and diluting shareholders up front right away, it's something that's going to happen gradually at the discretion of Yorkville. But $400 million would be hard to raise if they can only hold on to 4.99% of the stock. So I don't know if that means that they can buy the stock at the discount and then turn around and sell it for a profit. That might be the case, and that would keep them from owning so many shares up front. So we'll have to see how that all goes with Lordstown Motors with their upcoming earnings report and the possibility of them being able to make vehicles here and get them delivered this year. If that does end up happening, then there could be a good transition with the price of the stock, but that's all waiting to be seen. Now let's go hop on over to what we're seeing with Nikola Motors. Now, with Nikola Motors, what we're seeing is that the stock has had multiple spots where it had dropped down a bit. Now there is a lot of interest in short squeezes in trying to get the price of the stock up even more. But currently, we're seeing the stock down more so around its 52-week low. Currently priced at $10.40 time making this video, where the lowest price of the stock has been is $9.37. So we're seeing a lot of recent volume activity coming in, though. Now, the stock currently being down as much as it is, a lot of that has to do with the founder, Trevor Milton, who was also the former executive chair. Trevor Milton was indicted on 2 counts of security fraud and 1 count of wire fraud, the U.S. Attorney's Office said in a statement. The Attorney's Office said Milton made false, misleading statements to investors to increase the sale of the company's stock for personal gain. The report said Milton's scheme targeted individual, non-professional investors, so-called retail investors, by making false and misleading statements directly to the investing public through social media and television, print, podcast interviews. Prosecutors said in the indictment, some of the retail investors targeted Milton's alleged fraudulent scheme lost between tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. The indictment said some allegedly lost retirement savings or funds that were borrowed to invest in Nikola. Now, the crazy thing with Nikola stock is where this stock had gone as high. Now, currently, with their stock price at $10.40, their market cap is a little bit over $4 billion right now. But when a lot of things were going on with Nikola, this stock had actually gone to a really high price. If we were to go pan back more and we were to look at where Nikola stock was, not in their last 52 weeks, but actually back when they finished their merger and they became a publicly traded company, Nikola stock had gone above $90 a share. This company had gone to a market cap that was much higher than Ford's market cap during this time. A company that had no guarantees when they were going to start manufacturing their vehicles, when they were going to start putting of the infrastructure that they said they were going to on hydrogen into play, no factory certainties of when they were going to start mass productions of anything, no guarantees of the actual numbers of pre-orders, a lot of uncertainty, yet this company had a market cap that was higher than Ford's market cap, a company has been producing a lot of vehicles. The best-selling pickup truck, even at that time, was Ford, with a much smaller market cap than Nikola during that time. Very interesting how that all played out, and how the company's been out for so ever much time now, and still no certainty on when anything is going to be available to the market. Now, of course, me being a YouTuber and talking a lot about EV stocks, I, of course, have made videos talking about Nikola Motors and even Lordstown Motors in their early stages. Now, of course, I never talk about stocks that anybody should be investing into because none of my videos are financial advice. They're for entertainment purposes only. But the curiosity even made me an investor into both these companies. Now, luckily, I got out on both of them, not really losing much of anything. The bad thing here is so that people did buy these stocks and lost money on them by by the news that was put out by these executives of these companies, or by the founders of these companies, that did put up a lot of fluff. Now, for the sake of the companies and the sake of the employees, of course, I hope that there is positive news for both these companies. Now that we got kind of like the bad part of the companies out of the way, hopefully we can see positivity in the future, because I like to be positive driven and hope that all the mistakes can be learned from, and that everybody that has bought the stock or currently owns the stock do see some sort of success coming out of what their shares that they own, and these companies do prosper. So anyways, with that being said, I'd like to hear everybody's opinions on these two stocks. Is there anybody out there that thinks that there is still possible potential for both Nikola and Lordstown Motors? With that being said, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.